All right. Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Life Stories. Of course, as you well know, these stories may be told out of order or in no particular order because most of them aren't ever chronological. So, if you think that these episodes have an unusual start with no introduction, it's because it was an episode that was recorded in advance. Just want to clear up that little confusion for you 0.3 people that actually watch these things. Actually, no, Life Stories are picking up. Life Stories get more attention than the podcast, damn near. Anyways, I'm your host and sometimes referee, Zach Stad Pearson, and today I'm joined by the ever popular, the one true eternal, except Marvel didn't want to hire him for the new movie, a one officer 9000 plus one.
Hey, how you doing? Sadly, that Marvel deal went through, but hey, sometimes happens. How you doing?
Damn you, Selma Hayek. Why you gotta look so good? And of course, we're joined by our resident historian and lord of all goths, Lord Ingling.
Hello. How you guys doing?
And for some reason, Nico's here to terrorize me.
Hi, Nyampasu.
Can you at least pick a different word?
No.
Motherfucker. Hey, Google. How many words in the Japanese language?
Here is information from ET Translates, Interpreters and Translators, Inc.
500,000 words and you can't use another one?
Okay. I got another one.
Hold
Desu.
on, wait. Let me get prepared. All right, say it. I love the mute button. I don't even think she know I hit it. It's so adorable. Actually, I wonder, is there an icon on you guys' screen when I put someone on mute? Can y'all see it?
No.
Oh, sweet. None of y'all can see it.
I just have to spam random things every 5 seconds.
Hey, fuck you. Don't do that. I took it off, okay? We're back to normal.
How does Japanese have more words in it than English?
You really have to think
Because
that hard?
they have a lot more descriptive of various different things.
It's true. My husband's learning Japanese right now, and their language is a mess.
The sentence structure looks like Yoda. I never got over that. I don't hate it. I just thought it was funny. The sentence structure looks like Yoda.
Chinese has like no words in it. So that's insane.
Well, that's because there's so many different versions of the languages. China has never spoke one language, and plus their dialects are so deviated from having billions of people, the dialects go into the triple digits. It's not like with French. You basically only got 4 versions of French. You have Canadian French, you have actual true French, and then you have North American Southern or aka Louisiana French, which is Creole French, and then you also have Cajun French. That's really it, to my knowledge.
And Occitan. So Occitan is spoken in southern France, but France themselves, they used to have a lot more dialects, and then they actually had a really racist policy where they actually killed all their own dialects except the main one. So there's very few survivals of the old dialects of French. Some of them are around in like England, actually.
Damn, that's actually kind of interesting. All right, moving on. Okay, so first story, because she left, thank God, is the origin story of me and Nico, which none of you asked for, but obviously it involves weird shit, so it needs to be said, or rather, it's applicable to life stories. All right.
I'm so excited for this. Even I don't remember.
Yeah, you say you're excited, but you don't like running from shit. Anyways, there will be some omissions, but rest assured, the omissions aren't for the protection of identities. It's because of, hey, look, this was 2008. I'm allowed to forget names. Or 2009. I don't even remember. I want to say 08. Anyways.
Pretty sure 8.
Yeah. All right. So, I went to a convention, and like I always do in the Midwest, I'm going to bump into somebody I know. I wasn't planning on bumping into him, but a homie of mine by the name of Hassan bumped into me dressed as Kakashi. So we got to talking, and he told me about when he get home, he's moving. And I told him, hey, if you need some help moving, I don't mind. I was like, bro, I appreciate it, but I'm in the hood. I was like, that's weird. I could have sworn that my skin wasn't Michael Jackson flavored. So I'm pretty sure for lack of a better term, I'm good in the hood.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here like I'm offended he even said that to me. Like, I'm offended on a personal level. And he was like, oh, okay, well, hey, what you about to do? I was like, bro, I don't know. You know how I am with conventions, you know. I go around and I meet old friends, make new friends. If I see a cool outfit, I see a cool outfit. I'm not coming for the outfits. I come for the people. So we start messing around. And then, because the way it was laid out, you could see the second floor of the building from the ground floor. And Hassan noticed this girl that he thought was really, really hot and liked. Spoiler warning. No, it's not fucking Nico.
Oh,
Anyways,
I know it wasn't me. I'm not hot. I'm adorable.
Neither. So basically, I was like, okay, well, shit. I mean, I don't really do the wingman thing, at least not outside of a bar. And it's rare for me to even have to be a wingman. But, I mean, if you don't mind me, he's like, oh, bro, you ain't even got to ask. Come on, let's go. So we go upstairs and I see this girl. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, she's totally hot. However, I noticed she's in a little clique of stubby people. So I'm thinking, okay, she must be playing mommy or she's babysitting some relatives or something. I don't know the situation. But I noticed a lot of them look like characters from one of my favorite graphic novels, which is still going to this day, or at least the translations are. And it's called Witch Hunter, which I will be providing imagery for. Because I know that name gets used a lot in, you know, popular media. And there's a lot of different versions. And everyone click on pick dump. And there you have it. So I started asking people at random, hey, is this from Witch Hunter? And then she looks at me with a giant big ass hammer and she's missing an eye. And I immediately thought, anytime I see a girl in an eye patch at a convention, I was like, is that a part of a cosplay or is it an actual eye patch because something happened to them? I'd be scared to ask. One time I asked that out of random and this girl I didn't even know just fucking gets up and runs away crying. And I can't tell you how many people looked at me like, I don't know, I told her she was fat or something. And I feel like that was expected of you. But anyways, so all I hear is Witch Hunter. And I don't know where the voice came from. So I look around, I don't see anything. But then I look down and I see a small ponytail connected to the face of a demon. And that was Nico.
Oh my god, bitch!
Is that one me? Yay, that one's me!
Why the fuck do you sound proud? Anyways, so she explained to me what it was from. I asked, could I play with the hammer?
D.gray, man.
Yes, I asked, could I play with the hammer her friend had? And I played with the hammer, and they were blown away by the fact that I could lift this hammer from the bottom end with one hand with no issues whatsoever. And I explained there's actually a bit of a physics trick to it. So even though, at the time at least, I wasn't as strong as I inevitably got up to, I could move that thing around with no problem.
Oh my god, this is actually starting to come back to me. This is crazy, yo. It's like time travel.
Yeah, so then Hassan dipped in, started talking to him. I was like, okay, good. So I asked Nico, okay, what is d.gray, man? And she started telling me shit. Then she said, what is Witch Hunter? And she looked at me flabbergasted like she didn't know that Koreans made graphic novels too. So
I remember that. That was true.
Yeah, from what I learned, apparently of all
I
the
was
people,
a wee lad at the time.
motherfuckers the same height. Anyways. No, actually, no, I give it to you. You did grow 2 inches. Congratulations.
How long ago was this?
2008.
I think
we
I only
said.
grew 1
You didn't
inch.
say that.
Yeah. So eventually, at some point in time, Hassan's giving me the motion like, hey, distract her or go somewhere with them. I was like, what the fuck you want me to do? I was like, let's listen to that statement real quick. You want me, at the time, 5'7"-ish, 5'8", ambiguously aged adult to go somewhere with little kiddies? And I was like, dude, I don't even know how old this shit is. It's like, bro, it's okay. Listen, remember, I'm the oldest, you're in the middle, and she's the youngest, but not by much. It wouldn't be freaky if y'all did something. It's like, bro, I just met her. Can you at least not be a pervert right now? It's like, have you met me? And I was like, I don't even know why the fuck I said that out loud. Now, I'm not saying that Hassan has done anything illegal, but let's just say I have seen that man pull off things with women, even in public, that, put it this way, most dudes wouldn't try in a bar with the lights off. And, and get away
I believe it, actually.
His favorite excuse is, what? I'm a Scorpio, which means nothing, but he claims it does. And I was like, okay, well, look, I can't say shit because technically it's consensual. But I'm going to remind you of something. Motherfucker, I just got here. I don't know what's going on. I ain't trying to make some double date bullshit situation, especially since, despite what you said, you haven't confirmed age on shit for me. And just weird shit. And I just kept thinking to myself, okay, well, at some point in time, there was an event going on downstairs. We all went downstairs. Kelly decided to skip, Nico decided to skip downstairs. And I noticed that there were a bunch of people with the free hug signs, like really, really tiny white women. And they were staring at me. I don't know what the fuck that was about. It used to be very popular, but it just creeps me out sometimes when I see tiny little white girls staring at me with the free hug sign.
Let me clarify. I'm cringy as hell. Like back in those days, I was very cringy, but I did not have a free hug sign. I did give other people hugs though.
We already discussed this. Your definition of cringy isn't actually the adult/male version of cringy. So really, only you think you're cringy. Anyways.
Oh, other people do too.
Well, no, you was a weird ass dork, but not cringy. Like if I saw you coming down the street, I wouldn't have fucking ran away from you. If you was cringy, I would have ran the fuck away from you.
I'll tell you a short story later about what cringy things I did do.
Text it to me.
No.
So, I randomly brought up how similar the outfits were, and I was like, "What?" And then he's like, "Okay, well, what type of organizations?" Like, "Oh, they go around hunting witches." "Oh, well, mine, they go around hunting demons." "Do they got special like bleach type named weapons?" Like, "Nah, but they do magical shit." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, I might want to look into this later on." It's like, "Hey, we should exchange information." Like, blah 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 blah. I was like, "Okay, I can't tell if this is a white girl. Also, I don't know if this is a girl, but I'm at the end of being a teenager, so I feel like if I do some type of connection, I don't have to worry about some parents looking me up or trying to fuck with me later on." Boy, was I wrong, but that'll come later. So at some point in time, we end up on each other's Yahoo, and this is before Yahoo, Facebook overtook and molested the shit out of Yahoo, but they both coexisted, just not peacefully. So we exchanged shit. And I talked to Hassan later. I was like, "So, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, we're trying to arrange a meet and meet." I was like, "You mean meet and greet?" No, I don't. I was like, "Yeah, well, that sounds like you." Like I said, as long as it's consensual, I ain't got shit to say. So, what's the deal with Kelly? It was like, well, Nico is, how do I put this? She scares me a little bit. It's like, and I just roll back in my head everything I know so far. It's like, how the fuck does Nico scare you?
He was scared of me? Girl, he didn't pretend he was scared of me. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's a poker face. You're not gonna know what the fuck we're thinking if we're smart. We're not simps. I don't think there's ever been a time where Hassan or me was anybody's simp. And the 3 times a woman assumed I was a simp. Oh man, that's another life story. But let me put it this way. It ended with a birthday cake being eaten by 2 people. And I was one of them. And it wasn't her. Vengeance. It's adorable. Anyways, so I was like, well, they're going to do some type of photo stuff in the pool right now. Whatever. I was like, good. Keep her there. I was like, bro, how the fuck are you scared of her? Look, I don't mean like she's evil or something, but I'm getting some crazy fangirl vibes. And I was like, so?
That's legit. So, a little backstory on me.
See, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Hassan was just up as Kakashi, of course. And Kakashi is my all-time favorite anime character. Like, Obsession, Husbando, whole thing. So, of course, I was creeping on him.
You know that Kakashi is based off of a character from Tenshu, right?
Nope.
Tomorrow, was it?
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Zach? This is bringing back a lot of memories. For the longest time, I actually thought you were creepy, and I tried to avoid you and just talk to Hassan some more. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, fuck you, because last I checked, I ain't even hit on your ass or nothing. And secondly, it should occur to you that literally, wait, what'd you say?
I said no, you didn't.
Oh, okay, just checking. It should occur to you that if you're the one trying to give me social information, at no point in time am I ever gonna think that you think that I'm creepy. But anyways, so I was like, I mean, I guess I'll go. Then that's one night, bro. There's no rule saying you can't go to a photo shoot, but yeah, but I've made it very abundantly clear I don't know who half these fucking characters are. It's like, so I just went because I don't have a reason to not do a friend a favor at this point. I don't owe Hassan anything, but I was also not having shit to do. I pretty much maxed out all enjoyment I could have because before all of this happened, for like almost a half hour, I was in the fucking lobby having a conversation with Walter Jones. For those of you who don't know who Walt Jones is, let me just remind you real quick. Yes, the first year he came.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So at that point in time, everything else was downhill for me. Also, pro tip, someone's creeping on you and they don't compliment you, call you attractive, they're probably not creeping on you. That aside,
I don't know what I thought. I was young.
Yeah. I just thought about it out loud. I was like, you're not the person who needs to hear that. And 14 and 15-year-old girls calling the guy that they sit next to in class or the guy that lives 2 blocks away from them and walks to school at the same time as you isn't fucking creeping on you. But, fuck both of them. I got them back later on, and that was so stupid. I live 2 blocks away from you and we go to the same school. Of course you're gonna fucking see me going down the street. Still don't know what the fuck her name is to this day. That's how little information I knew about her. But she decided
So Zach,
I'm stalking her. Fucking crazy.
this might be the tea, but so part of the reason why I thought you were creepy and I tried to avoid you so hard in the beginning was after obviously Hassan struck out with my hot friend. And he and I started to grow close. He told me that you were a creeper. What? So I was like, oh no, and I believed him.
Yeah, I know. We had a conversation. Well, fuck, does everyone want to talk at once? Well, yeah, we had a conversation about that shit. Like, this was like way after you though. And this is this was like a year before you two reconnected, because right after you two connected, he called me 5 minutes later.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Hassan, I won't call it an insecurity, especially since he's not here to defend himself. But Hassan has this habit of, if he assumes something about someone, he will never verify it. And he'll just go on it.
I believe it.
So Hassan, there have been times when Hassan told me without me asking in the middle of conversation that he thinks and considers me one of the least shady people that he knows or that exists in the world because of how I talk. And I was just like, you mean my speak patterns? I mean, what he meant was my personality. But the thing is, there was a lot of shit that happened. Well, not a lot, but there's a few instances before that where he just made fucked up ass assumptions, which is kind of fucked up. Not because why are you my homie if you thinking this shit, or why don't you at least verify it, but because I never once stereotyped Hassan, ever, refused to do it. And I won't get into it here, but there are 3 stereotypes that almost every minority, especially the African or dark-skinned descent ones, hate being called or automatically thought of as, and he fucking is. And I was just blown away by this shit. One time, somebody was coming down a hill that we know. We was at Millennium Park. They came down the hill and they're short. He had them thinking for like a month I was staring at their tits.
Oh no.
This is 40 minutes. No, this is. And 40 minutes ago, I had to tell him, hey, Hassan, you can't be doing that weird, dirty shit when we at Millennium Park. I'm a Scorpio, though. He sat up there and he basically grinded on a girl. Mind you, she was into it, and it was consensual. He grinded on a girl he had only known for about an hour in public, implying he would fuck her.
Wow.
Didn't even know her full name.
Believe it.
And I'm just sitting up here like, the fact that someone like that decided I'm in the same category bothers me on a personal level, but that's not something I can deal with y'all. Technically, he only said fucked up shit about me to 3 women I know. And I'm only in contact with one of them. So over time, not a lot of harm was done, but it's still fucked up though. Especially since after that, I helped this man move out of his fucking house. Anyways, we'll get into Hassan shit later. That'll be just a you and me thing.
Right. Well, real quick though, there is one more assumption he made throughout like this entire
my
story that
fucking
is
God.
relevant.
I'm glad I'm already sitting down. Okay, go ahead.
No. He assumed that my hot friend that he wanted to get with, he assumed she liked dick. She doesn't.
Oh man, I wish I
The
knew
girl
that
with
earlier.
the eye patch, that was her partner.
I wish I knew. I wish I knew that so many years ago. I would have rode his ass.
I
Anyways,
didn't even know that he was trying to hit on them. Me and my pure little mind, I was just so oblivious, going, oh, "It's Kakashi."
yeah. Look, we know how fangirl shit works. We're guys, and even if y'all don't fangirl over us, which most of us don't actually want, contrary to popular belief, because fans do go crazy. We know what it looks like when it happens. It usually involves screaming and jumping up and down in place, which makes no sense. But that's another story.
Did he ever tell you how I met him before, like the full-on group interaction?
What I'm curious about is, if you try to explain that, is that something that I'm gonna have to heavily edit later?
No, but
Okay, well, go
it's
ahead.
cringy.
Of course, it is. He used to hang out with Antoine before we wanted to beat his ass, but that's another guy entirely.
Oh God, don't remind me of that.
Mine's real quick. I don't remember when this happened. I think this might have happened after the group interaction, so I didn't like fully recognize him because I wasn't really paying attention to you talking to my friends about d.gray man, stuff like that. I remember talking to you about it, but like I think I forgot about you after that. But on one of the days of YomaCon, as I'm about to leave, I had glomped every Kakashi cosplayer I saw at the con. I was exhausted from hugging people. I'm turning to leave, and I see one more at the corner of my eye, and he's so mysterious. He has a black mask and a black Chunin vest. I'm like, ooh, mysterious, Kakashi. All right, I got enough energy for one more glomp, and he saw me come, and he got ready for it. He knew it was going to happen. So I charged at him and tackled him, and he took it like a man. So like it was an awesome fangirl Kakashi glomp moment. And from then on, the contract was struck.
I like how you phrase that last part.
Oh
That's
yeah.
better than
So
what I
like
was gonna
if
say.
you to me.
That's better than what I was gonna say. Anyways, so I'm just feeling out of place. I mean, I'm glad everyone's having fun, but I'm quiet at this photo shoot shit. My job technically had been done. They were officially separated, so to speak. And some point in time, she bumped into me the next day. Nico made out with a chick. I don't know what that was about, but I didn't really give a shit.
Oh yeah, fan service.
And I was just like, okay, damn, is this?
Didn't make
a
out.
white-
It was just a kiss.
You know what I mean. And I'm just thinking like, and she notices me afterwards. I'm like, shit, I hope she doesn't think I was staring the whole time. I just came around the corner and saw that shit. The only thing going on in my head was, damn it, I still can't put my finger on it. I think this isn't a white girl, or this is a mixed race girl, or it's going to be one of those situations, which I was right about, where I have to explain this to some of my friends who are, it's weird, they're less mixed than me, but it's more obvious that they're mixed, which I don't know what you would call that, if there's an official term for that, but that they don't realize their facial structure changes, and when it changes as they grow, they can go from looking more like one parent to looking more like the other parent. So they'll start off looking like they're maybe just random European, and then over time, out of nowhere, hey, guess what? I was actually secretly half Japanese, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, what is this I'm looking at? Of course, I don't say this shit out loud. So I just talked to her for a little bit, and at some point in time, we ended up exchanging socials. So she reminded me, I think Sunday, hey, don't forget to show me about Korean books. And I was like, okay, cool. And I got on Yahoo and I got on Facebook, and we just randomly said funny and hilarious shit to each other. We talked about Itachi every so often. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then one time I'm on Yahoo and her fucking mom shows up. Now, I've never met her mom. Her mom does not know who I am, but her mom either knows the name of or has seen Hassan. And as has happened to me in the past, in the fucking present, and possibly, if I'm unfortunate, even when I'm in my 40s and shit, I need to get some damn wrinkles. I've had situations where people who are protecting someone they like come at me like I'm some fucking pervert and I literally have not done shit. Because they assume I'm one of those mysterious ninja older dudes hanging around teenagers and is up to no good or trying to fuck them. And I'm just like, this motherfucker, can I at least be old enough to drink before people start assuming I'm too young to be around my fellow teenagers? Like, I want to at least be old enough to drink.
It's true. Like, I can vouch for it. It was, you got stuck in a very unfortunate situation. And at the time, I was just too immature to fully understand what was going on. So, like, Zach isn't making up any of this shit. He really did get the short end of the stick.
Yeah, well, luckily it wasn't my first rodeo, because if it was, it could have gone a lot worse, because detectives were even showing up from time to time. Okay, so this story also links into Hassan, and luckily since she's not here, I don't have to bring that section up. But anyways, so yeah, Nico was trying to bag Hassan, but it wasn't going down. Now at the time,
hey, what do you mean was trying? If I wanted to, I could have.
No, you couldn't.
You don't know everything.
Yeah, well, again, text it to me, because from what it sounds like, we're both about to learn some things that we didn't realize. Also, keep in mind, we're not talking about whatever you feel about current you. We're not even talking about you from 5 years ago. We're talking about we ain't going to jail for you, Nico.
Oh, legit. Like, I feel really bad about the whole situation. I'm glad everything worked out in the end.
Yeah, well, like I said, we don't blame you for shit, because at the end of the day, we knew what we was getting into. And secondly, it was relegated to just your fucking mom being this much of a fucking piece of shit dick. So,
That too.
Yeah. So, I never took it as anything against you. Now,
Appreciate it.
You've learned to make me regret it sometimes. Anyways, so I'm sitting in my apartment in college at the time, Presidential Towers. Shout out to some of the best fucking sushi I done had starting out in my sushi explorative game. I randomly, she just stops in the middle of texting something, like she hit the enter button with a fragmented sentence on Facebook, or either it was Yahoo. She stopped, logged out, but then came at me on Facebook. And I was like, this doesn't sound like Nico. Who the fuck is this?
I remember this.
No, yeah, I'd imagine so. You were on the opposite end, and she probably didn't tell you what she said. And I know she didn't, because I fucking put a hole in her ass.
I remember that night, and I remember hearing about something that my mom got into my account. So, like, ooh, I get to find out the details now.
Yeah, she came at me, and I don't know if she thought I was Hassan, or if she just decided, like every fucking other parent under the sun, oh, you just trying to come around my kids so we can fuck. I was like, first off, I've only met her one damn time. Two, I'm basically about to leave teenage shit, and even though she's about to be 18, guess what? I haven't established any ground rules as far as dating someone younger than me this early, because as we all know, when you date someone younger than you when you're young, it's more serious and mentally and also socially than it is if, say, a 50-year-old dated a 40-year-old, The small age difference is bigger when it's smaller, as odd as that sounds out loud.
That sounds a bit odd out loud.
Yeah.
It does sound odd, but it's true. Like people are still going to bat an eye at like a 10-year age difference, but obviously the older you get, the less of a big deal it is.
Yeah. So I don't bring up Hassan in this, because I know this is primarily about Hassan, because me and Hassan had some Nico conversations about, because I wasn't aggravated that he threw me at you per se, but I was a little bit annoyed because I felt disrespected as a friend. Because it wasn't, hey, come guard me and she won't let me try to get with her friend. It was, hey, be my meat shield. Big difference.
I understand that. Like, kind of hearing your side of the story, and it's so funny remembering it. I can kind of tell now that was pretty shitty.
Yeah,
and it didn't even work.
Yeah, obviously, because he completely forgot that his social media is not what you'd call private. So,
to mention the fact that she just said that he said you were creepy. I mean, that's pretty low for someone that's wingmaning you, right?
And
Oh, yeah.
again, and we're talking about the dude who has not literally dry hump, but implied dry humping and grinded up on women in public in broad daylight. Yes, it was consensual, but the fact that someone like that coming at me, he doesn't even know what my fetishes are at this point. Okay, like we hadn't even had that guy talk yet, so it was really fucking just unusual. But you know, he didn't really apologize for it per se, but also I didn't bring it up as far as telling him how offended I was. I just said, bro, that didn't feel okay. That's basically what I said. But, you know, obviously I got over it and I got this little explanation of, well, look, you know, I don't go for that young. It's like, bro, I know you're not a pedophile and you hate Antoine like I do. You really only hang out with him so you can tell little kids, hey, don't fuck with this dude. He gonna try to fuck you. Yes, I'm younger than you, but factor in where I'm at in my life. Also, her ass is in Michigan. So even if I did a one-stop shop or the convention hustle, which every guy knows too well is a thing. So I don't even get mad sometimes when women, you nice to them, like don't say anything sexual and they just randomly blurt out, I'm not gonna sleep with you. It's like, motherfucker. I should be madder than I am, but once you've dealt with it for like 15 fucking years, your first thought is, okay, do I respect you enough to not psychologically tear your ass down right now? And that's usually how it is. And I was like, look, let's do a reminder real quick, Hassan. You are about to be halfway through your 20s. I'm about to leave being a teenager, and she's right behind me. So let's say hypothetically, I don't know, she discovers I have a mixed race fetish, or she discovers I have a long hair fetish, or just some random shit, whatever. Bro, how is it gonna look if every time I show up and you show up, I immediately start trying to smash? She's gonna think something is up, or she's going to realize that despite you being in a relationship, you think that she's better off with me. There are so many ways, routes, and shits that you could put in here that could lead to trouble.
Yo, Zax, are you saying that during the time when he and I did actually meet up, he was already dating somebody?
No, but that's what I'm talking
okay.
about. That's what I'm talking about. Weird shit with Hassan, because I know more than you do about how Hassan approaches women, but also
I'm sure.
I know more about Hassan than apparently most people do. But I found out in a weird way. Like, he would just randomly tell me shit, and I was like, really? Yeah. When a conversation had nothing to do with it, or when I was just loading up the truck. Like, he told me something about himself he doesn't tell his friends. When I was making an 8-way VHS changer, which no one has seen since the fucking 70s, disappear because their mom had been holding on to it for 20 years and it hadn't been used in 25 years. So I was making that disappear, and I come back and I was feeling around me. He told me a personal secret, which, I don't think it's a personal secret, but I get the feeling, Nico, you don't know what it is. But we're obviously going to be
Probably not.
Yeah, we're probably going to be exchanging secrets after this shit's over anyway.
There's like an ice lake of a story that you guys keep walking around, and eventually one of you is going to fall in. And it's just very amusing for myself and probably Ish as well to hear this story unravel.
Yeah.
I can tell you guys the story later. I'm not sure if it's fully appropriate for everyone, but I don't mind telling you guys later.
Okay.
Yeah, just type a bare minimum of whatever it is you're referring to. Okay, so basically, what ends up happening is he basically explains to me, he's like, bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm predicting she's going to start off adulthood. And we said it kind of at the same time. She's going to start off adulthood with some type of African or dark skin fetish. I was like, yeah, the signs are there.
You guys are so wrong. That's hilarious.
You didn't hear what I said. I said she is probably going to. We didn't know for sure, but you don't want to be the guy that finds out. Also, based on a text message from 2 weeks ago, you're contradicting yourself, but that's another matter.
Oh my god, I have to like remember what text message. Hassan was the only black guy I've ever shown interest in, and like not that I have anything against that, but he was dressed as Kakashi, so that was like the huge draw.
Yeah, exactly. So you didn't really have anything for him. It was just a character, which duh. But we know what the signs are that leads into other shit. But anyways, I was like, and I just said, well, to me, I think it may be leaning towards more like an older man thing. I was like, yeah, well, I'm not really.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm like, well, yeah, well, I'm not really gonna be trying to lean in to find that out. That's what you're for. It's like, what the fuck you mean? That's what I'm for, bro. I can tell you right now, she probably does not have a lot of dark-skinned friends. I was like, big surprise there. A suburbanite from the middle of Michigan doesn't know a lot of black people. What's your point? I was like, listen to the words. I can tell. I was like, oh fuck, you son of a bitch. I know what you're trying to do now. And I was like, oh, okay, well shit. Are you mad? I was like, no, I'm not, but the way you tried to do it is kind of, it's not nice, but I get what you're trying to do now. But I'm not going to get into it here because I don't feel like telling you that. But anyways, I end up talking to her and we discuss where to possibly see Witch Hunter and tell her about the wonderful world of Korean manga, or manhwa as they call it. And the website's dead now, but it was called onemanga.com. It was a classic.
I remember it.
Yeah, they stole every fucking thing, but it shouldn't have even mattered. So her mom pulls her off the machine and she logs out of Yahoo. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Goes into her Facebook, which at the time was called Neko Itachi-kun or Neko Uchiha. I can't remember which one. And
yeah, I was obsessed with Itachi too.
Yeah, shit, and then some. Yeah, so I basically, so basically I said, she started asking, who is this? I was like, who is this? It's like, if you're trying to figure out who somebody is online and you own an account you're not supposed to be on, you shouldn't start off with who is this, right? So I go in and I said point blank, ma'am, I don't know who this is, but why are you utilizing someone's account that doesn't belong to you? She's my daughter. And I was like, oh, well, I know where this is going. She's decided I'm some grown-ass, middle-aged man pervert or some other shit and blah, blah, blah. Or aren't you too old to be going to conventions? By the way, I feel like if you're saying that, now this to a teenager, stop trying to assume anybody's age, period. Damn, that felt so stupid. So she starts talking to me. I was like, I know who you are. It's like, I just know in the back of my head, this chick probably thinks I'm Hassan. I don't know what Hassan has done at this point, but we're definitely going to have a conversation about this later. Because I don't know what's happened. I don't know if Hassan is going to the dark side or if he does what he always does and he'll imply at some point in time he'd fuck the shit out of somebody, which women always let him get away with, and they didn't follow through. But he left the door open. Like he completely forgot that it's a common fact in society, almost going back as far as the 1700s, that consistently women are not the initiators, verbally or physically. Don't get me wrong. I know y'all do it. I'm not saying y'all don't, but the frequency leans towards males over females with initiating shits. Not saying they don't do it, but that is a statistical fact.
Like, I will admit that I was the initiator when it came to a lot of the Hassan stuff. Like, I was horribly infatuated with him.
Yeah, well,
so
I'm
I
not
kind
talking
of
about
ran
that.
him
I'm
down.
talking about like relationship and smashing. Men are usually the initiator. But anyways, all right.
I don't know if that's always true. That's like, depends on your approach to it. Really? I mean, sometimes, but not always. And it's definitely older than 700. It's because of courtship. So, you know, they just sort of had, like, women get their pick of a bunch of guys that would try to court them, and then the family would help decide, and then, you know,
Yeah,
eventually
like she's there, they're after her, but ultimately the decision is rarely hers. I mean, I'm glad the system evolves over time, not on some feminine shit, but I mean in general, because not even me, if I had a daughter, I wouldn't want to do the old African route. Now, mind you, it's not racist. It's just really fucked up. But back in the day, I'm talking like before electricity, old school Africa, you want to marry somebody's kid, give them farm animals, 2 or 3 minimum. If she's cute, maybe 3 or 4. And boom, she's your wife now.
Yeah, Europe didn't really arrange them quite as harsh as the stereotype. That's a myth, actually. Sometimes they were, but it was uncommon.
Okay. All right. So, the primary thing was, I look at it this way. Fucking, I don't know who this is, but I know it's not her. So I'm gonna just play the game real quick. I was like, if you know who I am, why did you ask who I am? What is this about? Who are you? Why are you on her account? You know, she says, Daddy, I talked to my daughter again. I was like, okay, so I'm thinking this is Daddy. I was like, okay, well, as long as he don't make no like threat bullshit, I can promise you, I got no problem doing this, but I will clear up any type of pedo shit or, well, that wouldn't count in this situation, but I will just clear up the fact that this whole thinking I'm a older man than I actually am and I'm just short, it was weird. I know I don't look my age, but for some reason, when I first started adulthood, people would assume I'm older, even though I had a baby face. But now that I'm older, people assume I'm just a fucking teenager whenever I shave. Shit makes no sense to me. But anyways, I was like, yo, I don't know what your deal is, but if you don't want me to talk to her, then you should probably tell her because she initiated all of this. Well, I'm telling you now, don't talk to her. I'm calling the police on you in the morning. I'm gonna get you arrested. It's like, first and foremost, the police don't have a fucking bedtime.
My mom says shit like that all the time.
Yeah, and I said that. I was like, the police don't have a fucking bedtime. Like, I'm being literal. That's actually what I said. So I was like, look, I don't know what you think's going on, but you can scroll through the damn chat, okay? I don't actually live in Michigan. So if I wanted to A, date, B, smash, anything of that nature, it's not gonna happen overnight. And I'm really not comfortable talking to you right now. But if you don't want me talking to her, then you need to go tell her that, because I literally had no way to contact her until she allowed me to and started talking to me. What the fuck? So she says, well, I'm still calling the police. I was like, tell you what, you call the police. My cousins are feds. You accuse me ever again of being a pedophile. You know what? Don't even fucking talk to me. You ever talk to me again, you as a person, talk to me, accuse me of any type of nasty shit like that ever again. Because according to her, you know, she's going to tell them that I'm a pedophile and shit. Which, yeah, good luck with the age gap right there. Or the lack of a fucking age gap.
So she did try, but obviously she had no real evidence. So they're like, you can't do anything,
she did a lot more than
like,
try.
fuck off.
She did a lot more than try. She actually did make calls. People were showing up and calling and texting and trying to get a hold of people.
That was later. The first time she tried and it didn't work.
Yeah. Well, I won't go into the full thing because I don't even know if you know that I know that. But one time your mom overheard a phone conversation you had, and that's when she really started making calls.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. So that infamous phone call, which I'm sure you remember now, had detectives showing up and shit. Now, I only know this because once I got done with literally handing her ass, I was like, woman, if you call me again, if you text me anything, I'm telling you right the fuck now. Because you accuse me of being a fucking pedophile, which the judge is going to laugh the minute he sees my state ID and driver's license, and of doing anything wrong or harassing, anyway, your kid, that's it for you. We're not playing games anymore. Well, I don't like you talking to her. What did I just say? Don't fucking text me again. And then she blocked me on all of the known Nico socials at the time.
Your mom kind of sounds like a cunt, to be honest.
Oh my god, she is. Like, there are reasons why I don't talk to her anymore.
Yeah, she needs
She's
to go
crazy.
to the fucking wedding.
Yeah.
She is not loved.
That was the nail in the coffin.
She is not loved. Best I can tell you is, hey, in about 30 years, get a life insurance plan on her. Make you some profit off of her. That way she'll actually have value. Anyways, so I'm tired and sleepy, but I get first thing I'm just like, you know what, let me call Hassan tomorrow. Because I'm pretty sure, based on how things are going, this is about him in some way, shape, or form, or this is because of him. Notice how, to this day, Hassan has never gotten in trouble for anything I've done, but I've been indirectly tied into some shit with him, maybe, I think, 6 times. I just want to notate that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I said, like if I saw Hassan tomorrow, you know, I know he don't drink, but I would just say, hey, you want to go to an arcade or some shit? You know, even when I'm at conventions, like, hey, what are you doing right now? Want to go chill? Blah 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 blah. We acknowledge each other because he moved out of state. But I told him point blank, and I haven't told him yet, but bro, I was like, I'll catch hell for you at random. But you know, to be fair, as long as you have any relationship with anybody, you can catch hell for them at random. But I'm me. It's not that I let shit go. I know the difference between having an issue with somebody and holding a grudge. I have had issues with Hassan in the past, but I don't hold a grudge. And, well, Hassan has some insecurities that I don't know if he ever talked about or dealt with. So even though we get along, I have no telling what'll happen the minute I leave a room. Is he gonna talk shit about me and say, man, fuck that guy, blah, 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 blah? Hell no. But will he say some weird shit about me and he'll even admit it and tell me about it later? Hell yes. It's still fucking weird. He's done it 3 times. But at the same time, hey, he's being honest about it and he's not being shady. So it is how it is. But anyways, so what happens is fucking, I was like, Hassan, okay, I know we don't talk about this, but let's just throw down some ground rules real quick. I know how you are around women you think you can pull things off with. I'm not scared to do those things. I'm just not comfortable unless I know more about them or we have a personal relationship already. But you said you like half Asian girls. Like, yeah, but do I talk about that at conventions? No, yeah, why not? Like, first and foremost, I'm not an animal, otaku, or weeaboo. Whatever term there is that they think is cool, I'm not it. I like good shows and I like good animation. So by default, I'm going to be looking at Japanese cartoons. That does not mean that my whole entire life is based around it and I can't function as a normal adult in society. However, that whole fetish issue, yeah, that came up way before convention crap. Well, that's not fair. I've been going to conventions most of my life, but I didn't get to where I was because of convention shit or Japanese cartoons. But if you say that at a convention, what do people assume? Oh, you just want some little pretty Asian girl. And when girls say, oh, they just assume you want somebody who look like they came out of a Japanese, Korean, Chinese boy band. It's annoying. And I was like, also long hair. I like Tifa Lockhart a lot. Advent Children was 4 years old at the time. I just like Tifa. So certain things started blending together. Long dark hair, part Asian, don't care which. You like some of the shit that I do? You already got 3 out of 4, or I guess for depending on who you are, as far as not even looks department, but as far as personality. Now, if you're stupid, it's 50-50 because it's a matter of not stupid. It's what you do once you know you're stupid. Do you just stay stupid and walk around in the world like a brain dead idiot? Or do you accept that you're stupid and you try to work on it and you're willing to learn and change and grow and adapt? Because that's the difference between an adult and an adult who still acts like a child. Is once they become 18 plus, do they learn, grow, adapt, and change from their mistakes? Also titties. I feel like that needs to be mentioned. Titties. So I was like, Hassan, I was like, bro, let me tell you how little I know about her friend. First off, I'm taller than her. I've always been taller than her. So if I'm going to check somebody out, I'm going to have to literally kneel down or tilt my head so far down and then kneel to check them out. Secondly, she's in a fucking full body trench coat and a long ass skirt. Ain't nobody making out frames with that shit. So I was just like, bro, I don't even know if that's her fucking real hair. And I was like, oh, you're trying to fucking throw me in between just in case you end up hitting it off and I'm like a consolation prize or some shit. Now, he didn't say those exact words, and I'm not going to put those words in his mouth, but I basically let him like, bro, that's kind of what it felt like. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, you could borrow my outfit if you want to at some point. It's like, bro, we're not even going to take it that far.
Back in the day, or how I was back in the day, that probably would just be enough just to kick out the outfit.
Look, my whole point is that fucking I have a code and I have a system, and he knows I have a code, he knows I have a system, and that code and system is one of the primary reasons why he calls me one of the least shadiest people in the world, or least shady people he knows. So because of that, fucking the thought of doing anything got tainted in general, if it was even in my head back then. I don't know what I was thinking 10 years ago. Actually, no, this is like 12 years ago at this one. I don't know what I was thinking about 10, 12 years ago. I just know that my shit has been primarily consistent. Long hair, part Asian, or just mixed race in general, and titties, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, ability to hold a conversation and have thoughts in your fucking head. But I'm also in college. So that means that I'm not exactly hurting right now. Also, Michigan is not Illinois.
No, it is. That was a correct sentence.
Yes, and mind you, it is only $35 at the time. It's not my point. There's no time frame. So at best, convention hustle. Or, well, I don't know what they call it now, but whatever they currently call, hey, I'm going to be at this convention. You going to be at this convention? Yeah. Hey, want to do stuff? Okay. Whatever the fuck that's called now. Because you can't call it Tinder. So I was just like, okay, well, because that whole conversation was being had at the same time. I just told it in different parts for more surprise. So I'm having this conversation with Hassan, letting him know where my lines are and what happened with me. He tells me detectives showed up and tried to frame him with fake hair that's not even his to try to get him to admit he did something.
I heard about that. Oh my God.
Now, I put the phone on mute and started laughing my ass off because in the back of my head, I was like, oh shit, karma? But I'm not sure if this counts as karma because he didn't do nothing, technically, at the time. So I was just like, well, look, what happened? Because first off, I don't think if they were looking for me, they would be showing up for you. But an infamous phone conversation that we're not going to get into happened in Michigan with Nico and her mom catching wind of it, which led to everybody and their mom, some people even on social media, getting asked random questions and shit like that. But me and Hassan got it a little bit worse. I lived in Presidential Towers, which if you look up Presidential Towers, it's basically one of the biggest apartment complexes in the city. It's 3 skyscrapers linked in the middle. It's 3 skyscrapers linked in the middle. Ask Hassan, he's been there before. And I'm just like, yo, fucking, I think that you of all people need to distance yourself from her or something. Because even if we don't go to jail or nothing for her, you know how suspicion works, especially among the women in the group of people that we hang out with. If anybody sees you in cuffs or anybody sees you being pulled aside by the police at a convention, rumor, gossip. And people don't spread rumor and gossip that's nice. They only spread fucked up shit. And plus, remember, he hangs out with Antoine, or he hangs around Antoine. But so did I at the time. However, I didn't know what I knew now about Antoine. So that's what we call a GBA. And no, it don't mean Game Boy Advance. Guilty by association. Because you know someone that did something at some point or around them, you must think and act like they do. So, yeah, that's how we met.
Well, then.
And it's funny because like I have lived a super vanilla lifestyle. Getting mixed up with men who are a little too older is like the worst thing I've ever done. I don't want to say worst, but it's like the only like slightly naughty thing I've ever done.
There's a difference between liking older people and getting caught up with older people. Everybody at some point in time likes someone older. That's a law. That's not even a science law, but that's a part of the laws of attraction. The strongest input to a chemical reaction, even if you don't know them or if you do know them, is going to come from someone who's older than you. You can't turn off hormones just because you're around someone younger than you, whether they're legal or not. So it's entirely possible for someone, the first time they get horny, not even recognize the situation just because someone patted them on the head who had a lot of fucking muscles or some shit like that, you know?
It's actually biologically proven that, in general, almost all women favor men who are slightly older than them.
Yeah, no. Like, I've always loved older guys, which is so funny because my husband, who I've been with for 10 years, I don't really, I'm losing track of the years. Anyway,
That's not okay.
What?
Okay, first of all, how long ago did you marry him?
We've only been married for 2 years, but we've been dating for like 10, 11 years.
Oh, fuck, that's a long ass time. Okay, well,
right?
I'll give you that. If you, I'm thinking you've been married for like 10 and 12. It's like, how the fuck do you not remember that? But no. But I get what you mean. It's like, okay, so like you basically found his ass right when you got in trouble, or right after you got in trouble.
He helped me. Like he definitely did. There was a period of between like the whole shit going on with Assad and meeting him that was definitely very dark for me, and he kind of helped me get out of it. And I don't know, it just put me in a much better place, and obviously a much healthier relationship, being with somebody who is nearby, my own age, et cetera, et cetera. But he's the only guy I've ever dated that is my age.
Hey, what the fuck? How old was the guy before him?
Like Hassan was obviously the most out there, but most of the time I dated guys like 1 to 2 years older than me. Like if I was a sophomore, I dated like juniors and seniors.
You shouldn't be fucking with seniors because they ass can get arrested for that shit. But nah. I thought I'm thinking like, oh, they got like a decade on you. Man, that's okay. That's fine. But so I just asked him, Hassan, like straight up, bro, what the fuck are you doing and shit? And I was like, what are you gonna do? I was like, look, I ain't trying to get caught up in nothing I can't get away from. I was like, oh, that's an interesting way to phrase that. So I was like, look, I don't know if she even has a way to contact me anymore, but if you see her again, you know, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but just rest assured, you know now for a fact, if it's not daddy or maybe daddy's involved, you know mommy dearest is going to try to go out of her way to fuck with anyone who comes near her. And I've seen people like that. I call them insecure parents because it doesn't matter if your child is good or bad. You treat them like they're in prison, so to speak.
Oh my God, that was my mom. She was horrible after, like, granted, yeah, I made some mistakes and everything, which it could have been a lot worse. I'm still a good girl. But sure. She treated me like the most heinous child she has ever had. And like, I don't do drugs. My husband is the one who took my virginity. Hassan and I never even did anything. So like, yeah, and I graduated college and everything. I am a good fucking child. And she treated me like a inmate.
An inmate. Oh, that's a good phrase for it. Oh, by the way, what year did y'all get married?
2018.
2018. Now,
so it will be 2 years.
Now, what year did you go to OhioCon and fucking forget what the fuck my face looked like?
Oh my God, yeah. Lee and I had a small break, unfortunately. That was in college. If I graduated in 2011, probably like 2012, I think, or 2013. I don't remember.
2012, the year the world was supposed to end.
Right?
Of course it didn't, but...
Nice to think about, though.
Took a break in college. Yeah.
Like a lot of, I guess, high school sweethearts kind of go through this where like they have a small time when like maybe they're unsure of their relationship or, you know, sometimes things happen. So Lee and I did have a small point where we broke up, but obviously we got over it and we've been better than ever.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's fucking how I met Nico. Well, my story has technically concluded. At least that's all you guys are going to get. So now I'm going to go and answer my door because someone's here and you can tell your story now.